네, 오늘 할 게임은 데모 게임이에요. 출시 예정작인 오리엔트 특급 살인이고요. 제가 아가사 크리스티 추리소설을 많이 읽었는데 그 중에서도 수작이죠. 오리엔트 특급 살인은 영화로도 많이 만들어졌고, 이거 제품 설명 페이지, 거기 상점 페이지에 가보면 그 포아로로 나오는 사람 포스터랄까요, 초상화랄까요, 그게 그 얼마 안 됐다고 하기는 2010 몇 년인데, 아무튼 그 몇 년 전에 그 영화로 나왔던 그 에르큘 포아로, 그 사람을 비슷하게 그린 것 같아요. 보시면, 그 영화를 보시는 분이라면 근데 그 영화랑 너무 비슷한데? 그 영화를 소스로 사용한 거 아닐까요? 그 영화랑 너무 비슷해.
The train is still stuck and the snow continues to fall. I should have taken an airplane. Well, I must make the best of it and join the other passengers for breakfast.
약간 소리가 커 보이는데. 와, 약간 소리가 커 보여. 옵션. 안 들려서 다시 올렸더니 안 되겠어요. 소리가 커 보여. 신규 의문 발견. 무슨 의문이 생겼지? 아, 눈으로 시선을 맞춰야 되는구나. 이게 뭐야? 상호작용하기.
Finest of curling irons for the
이게
moustache.
고데기야? 헐. 아, 이렇게 해서, 아우, 야, 너무 어지럽다. 마우스 감도 너무 빠른가? 식당 칸으로 간다고 그랬나? 목표가 뭐야? 의문. 도둑 맞은 기차표. 아버스넛 데이비가 오리엔트 특급 열차표를 잃어버렸다. 오랜 친구 부크가 사연을 듣고 진상을 조사해달라고 부탁했다. 책에도 나오는 인물이죠. 철도계의 전설. 인벤토리에 수염 발견? 뭐야 이게? 열차 승객 부크. 이사래요. 왠지 어디서 본 것 같은 얼굴들이. 이분도 약간 기본 베이스가 그 흑인 배우 누구 닮은 것 같고, 다들 어디선가 본 것 같은 그런 얼굴이시네. 누군진 모르겠고, 이제 찾으면 만나서 대화하거나 그러면 이름이 나오겠죠? 식당 칸이 어디야? 2등석. 여기가 1등석인가 그럼? 아우, 너무 어지럽다. 근데 마우스 감도. 조작. 어디를 변경해야 돼? Y축. 이렇게 하면 되나? 조작 변경. 이런 거 안 눌러도 돼? 적용 이런 게 아니야. 이걸 버튼을 초기화한다고. 약간 조금 낫죠? 약간 너무 어지러웠어. 주점이야? 식당이 아니고? 이 사람이랑은 말 못 걸어요?
Good morning, Monsieur Michel.
Good morning, sir.
맞아.
Please enjoy our
차장이
special breakfast in
미셸이었어.
our restaurant.
특별한 아침. 이거는 화장실.
This delay is intolerable. I am supposed to be demonstrating the Firenze in Paris in 2 days.
Ah, your electric car. Yes, that's bad luck.
Bad luck? If I miss
다
that
들어야 하나?
demonstration, I'll be in deep trouble.
Just text your people in Paris and warn them.
Of course I tried that. But there is no network service in these
My
mountains.
daughter said it would be the easiest way in the world. Just sit on the train until I got to Paris. And now we
지금
may be here for
눈사태가
days, and my
나서
boat sails the day after
막혔죠.
tomorrow. How
길이
am I going
뚫릴
to catch
때까지
it now?
기다려야 돼요.
I can't even send an email to cancel it. I'm just
이거
too
다
mad
대사
to talk about it.
들어버려야
My
되는 거
colleagues
아닌가?
were to meet me in Paris. They will wonder what has happened to me. I can get no words to them. What will they think? We have refugees to help.
각자의 사정이 있어요.
Good morning, madam. The snow is a predicament, is it not?
I am Russian. Snow is no stranger to me.
Russian.
The accent. Would it be St. Petersburg?
You are very perceptive. Monsieur
아주
Poirot,
예리하군.
is it not?
And may I take it, I have the honor of addressing Princess Natalia Dragomirov.
We dispense with the old titles these days. My husband, all of my past, was taken from me by these Stalinists. When they were gone, I became director of the St. Petersburg Museum of Antiquities to restore and preserve what I can of my country's history.
Still, the delay must be vexing.
If I must be late for my appointments, then they will wait.
I know that I would certainly wait, madame. It has been my extreme pleasure to make your acquaintance, madame.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
Mademoiselle, you are not concerned about the train stopping?
What can one do?
Indeed, this does not make the train move. You have great
성우도
strength to
더빙이
remain
다
calm
돼
at a time
있네요.
like this.
I know one far stronger
영문이지만.
than I.
And that is?
근데 이게
Well,
영화 보는 거
that
같고
old
좋아요.
lady, for instance. You have probably noticed her. She just has to lift her little finger and ask for something in a polite voice, and the whole train runs.
It runs also for my friend Monsieur Bouc, but that is because he is a director of the line, not because he has a masterful character.
You don't have to have a strong will when you have power. But I suspect I did not need to tell you that, Mr. Poirot.
바로.
Good morning, Mr. Fauché. You have
Fauché.
early customers, I see.
Yes, I am stuck serving here as well at breakfast. Everyone is impatient. They keep complaining that the train is not moving. As if I could get out and push it.
It's too early for me to order a boxcar. That is the appropriate drink, I believe.
A gin, triple sec, lemon and grenadine mix. A drink for a train indeed.
But not perhaps for my breakfast. I think I will settle for an omelette.
Good luck, sir. Miss Nielsen is helping to serve in the dining car.
다이닝 칸 따로 있구나. 저 뒤에 사람들이랑 대화를 안 해봐도 될까요? 정보를 수집해야 하니까 일단 가서 말을 걸어볼게요. 아, 이 사람들은 친하지 않은 사람들이구나. 그 대화가 안 떠요. 여기는 주점이고 바. 여기는 식당 칸인가 보다. 여기는 뭐 직원들 음식 준비하는 룸인가 봐요. 여기가 레스토랑. 오,
How long are we expected to be
삼초.
stranded here?
It won't do much good complaining to me. That fellow there with the moustache, he may know something.
Excusez-moi, sir.
Yes?
Monsieur Bouc asks for you to join him in compartment 203.
203.
Look here, Poirot. Can you tell us anything?
I can tell you the snow, it will not move aside on its own.
Of course. But you obviously have some influence with Book.
I am going to see him now. I will ask him if he has any information.
레스토랑 식당은 어디 있어요? 레스토랑 칸으로 이동이 완료됐고. 잠깐만요, 여기. 아하, 이렇게 돼 있구나. 근데 주문은 어디다 해? 주문은 어디다 하는 거야? 잠깐, 창문 좀 바라보자.
The train still hasn't left.
출발하려면 한참이지. 둘러보기, 돌아가기, 마우스. 여긴 창고네요. 이게 뭐야? 203호. 1등 칸에 203호. 나는 몇 호였는지 모르겠는데? 내 방? 여기가 주방이고. 저기 엔진룸이야? 여기는 밖으로 나가는 문이고. 엔진룸? 301호는 뭐야? 기관실인가? 기관사가 쉬는 곳? 여기도 여긴 짐칸이네요. 못 들어갈 것 같아. 좀 더 멀리서 보고 싶은데 멀미나. 너무 가까워요, 화면이. 멀미나요. 이런 거 저는 되게 멀미나 하거든요, 3D 게임. 그러니까 지금처럼 좀 멀리서 뒤통수를 바라보고 싶은데 와인바 바라봐야 하나? 뭔가 조사할 때 보러 오는 곳인가?
The Orient Express bar is certainly well stocked.
조사할 때 들어오는 곳 같죠?
A beautiful piano. What a luxury. Pity there's no one to play it.
뚜껑인가? 피아노 줄은 안 보이고요. 여기가 1등석. (205호) 부크! 내가 204호인가?
My good friend, come in. We have need of you.
What has occurred?
A passenger lies dead in his bed, stabbed.
A passenger?
그날
Which
아침부터
passenger?
시작하는 거군.
In there. He's an American, a man called Ratchet. It was his valet mastermind who was
레치시
worried
아니고
that Mr. Ratchet was not awake
라세티였어요,
yet.
이름이.
Pierre Michel, the
책에는
conductor,
라세티.
decided to break in and found the body.
I see. Well, my friend, I think it
내가
is best
식당
not
칸에
to
간
touch
사이에
anything
확인한
and wait
건가?
for the police to arrive.
Oh, I tried to call the police, but there is no cell tower for many kilometers. We could be stuck in the snow for hours. The murderer is with us. On the train, now! The sooner we catch him, the sooner we'll be out of danger. The Dr. Constantine is already examining the body.
Mon ami, this is not a missing train ticket. We must follow procedure. We must wait for the police to secure the crime scene.
Please, Poirot. I will take full responsibility.
Book, you ask. Well, if we cannot contact the outside world, then... Oh, you are going to drive me crazy. In truth, this problem intrigues me. I was reflecting not half an hour ago that many hours of boredom lay ahead whilst we are stuck here. And now, a problem lies ready to my hand.
You accept then?
C'est entendu. You place the matter in my hands.
사건을 맡는다 쳐. 그럼 경찰엔 연락을 어떻게 하지? 송전탑도 없다는데? 현장 분석 탭. 이거 핸드폰 버전인가요? 왜 이렇게 글씨가 커? 범죄 현상, 현장을 본 다음에 분석하자. 아하, 당신이
Mr.
의사시고.
Poirot, I am Dr. Constantine.
닥터 콘스탄틴.
Forgive me, Doctor. You are a medical examiner?
No, but I have assisted in postmortems at Nairobi Hospital, where I am a teaching fellow.
I am familiar with your excellent institution.
I do not intend to perform a full autopsy, but a preliminary examination should be of some use.
Of course. May I have a look? Then we can compare notes.
Please, if you need any help, I won't be far away.
모로코 사람이고. 뭐야? 의사고. 25? 아니지. 89까지는 아니고 47 정도 돼 보여요. 국적 나이로비. 나이로비면 어디예요? 케냐인가? 맞았다는 거야?
Et voilà.
퀴즈네. 표정 웃기다. 뿌듯해하는 표정 봐. 콘스탄틴에게 알리바이 요청하기. 그래, 당신부터.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but I must question you.
Of course. I
추워서
must be considered
저러는구나.
under suspicion like everyone else.
May I know your movements last night?
I share compartment 101 with Mr. Booth. He would not stop talking about his beloved train. I listened to him for hours talking about his Orient Express.
My friend Book will no doubt confirm this. Did
희생자와의
you know
관계.
the victim?
Not at all. I noticed him last night at dinner, but I did not pay much attention.
Did you touch anything in here this morning?
I checked for a pulse. There was none. Rigor mortis had commenced. The body was cool to the touch. I touched nothing else.
What can you tell me about the victim?
He died from multiple stab wounds of varying angles and depth. More than one would have been fatal. I would place the time of death roughly between midnight and 2 a.m.
자정에서
With more
2시.
time, I hope I can be more precise.
I assume the open window complicates matters.
Indeed, conditions are not perfect.
창문이 열려 있구나.
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
어디 창문이 열려 있는 거야?
Where can the killer have gone? The snow is falling
발자국이
unlikely
없어.
this morning. The murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window.
뭐 전혀 흔적이 없는데? 여긴 봤다는 소린가? 이거
The chain lock is broken. Monsieur Michel told me that he broke the chain on the door to get into the room.
밀실살인이군. 범죄 현장을 분석해야겠다. 그래서 열기. 상황부터 파악해야지. 소지품을 아직 내 시체를 안 봤어. 시체를 안 봤어. 시체부터? 그렇지. 뭐야? 조작할 수 있는 게 없는데요. 둘러보기, 마우스로 화면 확대. 이렇게? 이렇게. 아니야? 핸드폰? 핸드폰 맞아? 이때도 핸드폰이 있었어?
This phone was deliberately smashed.
헐. 이때 핸드폰이 있었다고? 시대에 맞게 수정했나 보다.
I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside.
금고? 나는 지금 이걸 보고 있는데? 유리컵을 보고 있는데요? 금고가 어딨어요? 머리맡에 권총. 이게 본 거는 체크가 되거든요.
Last night, Monsieur Ratchet said he takes precautions. I see now what he
누군가
meant.
자기를
He
노리는
knew
걸
he was
알고
in
있었군.
danger and wanted to be ready. Yet it was no use to him. I will leave it here for the police.
이건 내가 확인 안 했다. 그럼.
Did it belong to Ratchet? I'll take photos.
안 하나? 안약 아닌가? 금고가 왜 나와? 물컵을 들었는데. 딴 거 없고 이제 시체 봐. 와, 자상이 여러 개.
As you see, the victim has been stabbed many times. Several alone would have been fatal.
Yes, I agree. An attack most
약간
savage.
이건 연령대가 필요한 게임 같네요. 시계가 깨져
I will
있네.
of course prepare a complete report on my findings.
Thank you.
시계가 깨졌고.
The watch is broken. The hands are
1시
stopped at
15분.
1:15
그게
a.m.
사망
One
시간일 수
would
있죠.
expect that to be the time when the attack occurred.
아니면 시계를 일부러 돌리고 했을 수도 있고. 손수건.
A handkerchief. There's a letter H embroidered on it.
뭐야? 더 있어? 소지품? 여긴 못 열어봐? 서랍? 금고 여긴 뭐야?
I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside.
비었나? 금고가 왜 나오지? 핸드폰이 있는 게 뜨악이다. 쓰레기통? 뭐야 이게?
I wonder what could be in this photo.
펼쳐볼 순 없나? 찢어진 사진 복구하기. 펼쳐! 아하, 퍼즐 게임이네. 고양이, 다리. 고양이, 이거 어떻게 회전하나요? R. 저쪽 꽃인가? 데이지를 위해.
For
고양이
Daisy.
인형인가?
Interesting. My little gray cells did not let me down.
아, 푸아로 단골 대사야. 레치세, 라세티의 쓰레기통에 찢어진 동물 인형 사진이 있었다. 사진 조각을 다시 붙이니 사진 뒤에 숨겨진 데이지를 위하여 라는 글귀가 보였다. 데이지가 중요 인물이죠. 이건 뭐야? 아직 현장 단서가 6개가 더 남았어. 무슨 약이야 이거?
A box of sleeping pills.
수면제야? 여긴 아이고, 저로 가봐요.
This door communicates with compartment 204. The latch is open on this side.
걸쇠 안 걸려 있는데? 열려 있잖아. 걸쇠가 어디 걸려 있어? 열려 있는데. 버그냐? 이것 봐. 여기가 금고네. 금고를 어떻게 열어? 탈출 방법은? 어떡하는 건데? 객실을 어떻게 빠져나간 걸까? 동물 인형 사진. 금고를 어떻게 열어요? 어떻게 열어? 금고를? 단서가 있어? 저게 뭡니까?
Expensive clothing, recently laundered.
마우스도 쓰는구나. 난 이거 마우스 안 쓰는 줄 알았네. 앨리스는 1000개의 꽃이 핀 숲을 거닐고 있었습니다. 꽃 10개를 꺾어 꽃다발을 만들었습니다. 땅에 핀 꽃들도 2배나 많아지는 것이 아니겠어요? 숲을 나가려는 자는 대답하라. 현재 숲에 남은 꽃은 몇 송이인가? 이게 금고 번호일까요? 1000개. 10개를 꺾었대. 그러면 9990. 꽃다발이 나비로 변해서 사라지고 땅에 핀 꽃들도 2배나. 두 배가 어떻게 숫자가 돼? 숲에 남은 꽃은 9990 곱하기 2야?
Not exactly the reading material one would expect of a man like Ratchet.
뭐? 열고 나서 해결하는 건가 보다. 폰을 어떻게 맞춰? 9990의 2배가 얼마야? 만 단위가 되는데? 아니지. 아, 이 사람아 1000개에서 마이너스를 해야지. 왜 10,000개에서 마이너스를 해? 아, 진짜. 990의 2배잖아. 뭐야 이거? 다 영어잖아.
A meeting place on the back of a postcard. Someone with the initials A.W.
약간 미스들이 있어.
Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep.
다 봤나? 이거 협박 편지 같은데?
Unusual letter, this.
영어로 나오죠. 모르겠죠? 난 뭔 소린지. Your death is near. 곧 죽을 것이다. 돈.
Not very surprising.
돈이 목적이 아니었다 이런 건가? 자, 정보를 다 봤나 봐. 사건 재구성. 아까 컵은 에러났는데요. 잔여물이 남은 유리장이라. 아까 그 바닥에 있는 게 하얀 가루 같은 거구나. 살인 사건이 벌어진 밤에 벌어진 일을 밝혀낼 요소를 2개 선택하자. 나라면 이거. 이거.
I do not think that's
아니야?
the right answer.
수면제를 먹었다. 아, 2개를 조합해서? 협박 편지를 받아서 무기를 준비했다.
No, not good.
아, 이렇게?
This is wrong. But I'm never far from the truth.
뭐 사람끼리? 뭘 하라는 건지 약간. 경계하는 와중에도 수면제를 복용했다. 이건 안 맞는데? 결론.
I can't imagine Ratchet taking a sleeping pill if
권총까지
he
들고
feared
있는데
for his
수면제를 먹인 건 다른 사람이
life. That was
먹였겠죠.
easy.
레칫이 고용한 2사람. 아까 식당 칸에서 봤죠? 그 흉태 있는 사람 아니야?
No, not
아,
good.
지금 찾아야 돼? 고용한 사람?
I must admit I'm not right this time.
그럼 이 사람이지.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
틀려도 마이너스 되는 건 없네요. 비서가 있구나. 102호실에서 비서를 신문해야 되고, 운전기사야. 102호, 103호에 가야 돼. 탈출 방법은 이거는 들어올 때, 진입할 때야. 연결문이 잠겨 있지 않았어. 아까 열려 있었죠. 강제로 열었어. 잠겨 있었지. 발자국이 없었어. 결론은
So, the murderer must have exited through Madame Hubbard's room. Et voilà.
왈라. 왈라가 뭐야? 옆방 부인이겠네. 아버지랑 미셸이 봐야지.
That's the right answer.
표정이. 허버드도 신문해야 되고. 미셸도 신문해야 되고. 어렵진 않네요.
I think I've seen everything I need at the moment. I am counting on you to finish your analysis.
I'll have a more detailed report for you as soon as I can.
So, Poirot, did you find anything out?
It's a bit early for the handcuffs, my friend. Even for Hercule Poirot. Do not worry, mon ami. I believe our culprit has no plans to strike again. Monsieur Ratchet was the target. Of that I am convinced.
라쳇이 저기 영어식 발음인가?
Tell me, Book, how did you spend last night?
This is a joke, I hope. Don't you trust your old friend?
My friend, calm yourself. I must hear your story in order to corroborate other accounts.
Naturally. Let me see. I went to my compartment after dinner. Dr. Constantine was already there. We talked about his career. He's a Cambridge man, you know. After university, he returned to his country and has done much good there. He was so interested in the Orient Express. I told him all the anecdotes I know. I'm not certain when we fell asleep, but it was very late.
Here is what I have found out. Monsieur Ratchet was stabbed many times. I also found threatening letters in his safe. He had a loaded gun under his pillow, so he was on guard, ready to defend himself. However, there was an empty glass with white residue at the bottom. I suspect a barbiturate. Perhaps he was forced to take it. In any case, I am certain he was unconscious, unable to defend himself. I also found several other items at the crime scene, possibly related to the murder. They must be investigated.
By all means, Poirot. As fast as you can.
I also found liquid for an electronic cigarette, but I could not find a vape. This might belong to the murderer.
This criminal
안약이
is a character.
아니야. 전자담배 니코틴인가 봐요.
I need a list of the passengers with their compartment numbers.
Pierre Michel will have it.
I must interview the rest of the passengers and the staff.
I'll be in the bar car if you need me. We are hours late. Soon I hope help will arrive.
핸드폰이 있는데 송신탑이 어쩌고 저쩌고 그 말이 되냐고. 아, 핸드폰은 망가져 있고 송신탑이 연결이 안 돼가지고 전화가 안 터진다는 거야? 현대식으로 재해석한 것 같긴 한데 이상하다. 허버드 부인 방인가?
Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard. What can I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I am afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchet, was murdered last night.
Oh my God! I knew it! I knew it!
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I inspect your room?
Of course, yes, you must.
어... 60은 돼 보이고. 허버드 부인 뭘까? 나 잘 모르겠는데. 이런 정보가 나왔어요? 나 아무 생각 없이 듣고 있었는데.
I must admit I'm not right this time. Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
이게 틀렸니?
This is wrong. But I'm never far from...
이거는 정보가
was
있었냐고요. 나 정보를 못 들었는데.
The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail.
화려하긴 하다. 유리로 만든. 아. 가방? 왜 못 집어? 왜 집을 수가 없지? 표시가 완성됐다는 표시가 안 나오잖아. 이 게임 에러가 많은데요? 저거 정보 안 집어지는데? 아, 저 너무 가깝잖아요. 단추야 뭐야?
Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express.
뭐야, 열차장 로고야? 단추에 대해서 물어봐야겠다.
Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. Come in, I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
나가는 소리를
How
못
do I know
들었다는
where he
건가?
went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well,
빗장이
see
풀려
what's up to
있었다.
that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around
하녀가 있는
10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet. It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive.
마지막 만난 사람이라고. 허버드 부인이잖아.
Is this your
H.
handkerchief?
No, not at all.
핸드폰이야.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H.
말도 안 돼. 오리엔트
your name.
특급의
I don't care. It's not
스마트폰이
mine. And I
등장하다니.
would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to...
승무원의 단추겠지요.
a train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course, the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure.
됐고.
I found a jacket button on your...
저장은 안 되는데.
table. It looks like
아,
it belongs
이거 데모지.
to a train employee. The button bears...
Well, of course, the conductor came in, but he didn't go...
Still, it's a... I'll check his jacket. I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind.
덜 끝냈어요. 이 사람한테는 다 물어봤는데 뭘 덜 끝냈지? 가방? 이게 안 열려, 이게. 여길 열어봐야 되는데. 된다, 뜬다 이제. 아까는 안 떴고. 화장품 가방 체크됐어요. 가방 어떡하라고? 화장품 가방 어떡하라고? 승객 명단? 아, 미실한테 받을 거고. 미셸 아직 신문 안 했고. 허버드 신문. 허버드는 화장품 가방이 문 걸쇠를 가렸다고 했다. 아, 화장품 가방이 문을 가리는지 확인해 보겠다.
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side. Let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door.
씌우고.
This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag. I can see the latch very well from here, even with the
가방이 저렇게
toiletry
생겼구나.
bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard.
잘 보이는데요, 부인?
Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olson to check if it was closed.
이미 침대에 누운 상태였어요. 올순 부인에게 잠겼는지 확인해 달라고 했대. 걸쇠가 안 보였어요. 안 보일 순 있지. 옆에 지금 정면에 있는 저것 때문에. 침대에 누운 상태였어요. 제가 있는 곳에선 걸쇠가 안 보였어요. 이건 이어지지 않아? 문고리에 걸려 있었고.
She's lying, but why?
올순 부인한테 확인해 달라는 게.
Are you sure everything you've told me is accurate, Madame Hubbard?
Of course, I have an excellent memory.
거짓말을 입증하는 요소를 고르세요. 이거
Mrs.
아닐까요?
Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her.
뭐가 남아있지?
Thank you for your assistance, madame.
다음번에 다시 할 건가? 일단 신문은 다 했는데 미셸하고 대지를 해야 되나? 일단 미셸을 신문하러 나갑시다. 여기가 내 방인가? 내 방은 어디야?
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais.
칼레
I've been with the
출신.
company for over
열차에서
15
15년
years.
Thank
넘게. 칼레가 어디야? 아, 내 도시를 어떻게 다 외워요, 내가. 검색해보자. 도시. 칼레. 프랑스 북부의 항구 도시이다. 연령 57세 정도 보이고요. 열차장이고요.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
승객 명단을 얘한테
Can
얻으라
you
그랬지?
provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
읽기. 뭐지? 객실. 토비 202호. 201호에는 사이러스 하드먼. 포아로는 어디야? 묵는 데가? 포아로는 왜 안 나와? 백 101호, 102호, 103호 이런 데는 2명씩 1호만 빼놓고 다 2명씩 107호에는 혼자 먹네. 푸아로는 왜 번호가 없어?
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
전자담배가 이때는
Tobacco
없죠.
only.
근데 여기엔 나오네. 전자담배가. 미치겠다.
I would like to
이상해.
reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed. When?
현대식으로
Almost
재해석한
immediately
건가 봐.
after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman. And then his secretary, the young American gentleman. Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
무슨 말을 했다는 거야?
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man
미국에서 온
in her compartment.
하버드
Then
부인?
around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening
좀 전에
talking
내가
with the
들어갔다 나온
English
분이
Captain
허버드
Arbuthnot.
부인이지.
At 2 a.m., I
아이,
returned to
나
my
까먹었다.
place and
지금
stayed
막-
there until dawn.
잠깐만.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my...
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1
1시
a.m.
이후
to
주점관
speak about... I came
장
back later. There
전화
was a call.
받았고
I
에리클
remember
포아로랑
speaking.
얘기했고
Indeed,
It was the American lady, Madame.
허버드가
She thought she saw
자기
a man
객실에
in
웬
her
남자가
compartment.
있다고
Then he had
얘기했고
spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At
영국인
2 a.m., I
아버스넛
returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
what is the last station where we stopped?
Winkowski.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly, I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
I
단추.
found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
자, 끝내고. 습득한 정보를 바탕으로 뭐 남은 거야 뭐야? 살인자는 객실을 어떻게 빠져나간 걸까? 아, 미셸이 못 봤다고 했지? 미셸한테 들키지 않고 어떻게 나가? 공범이 아닌 이상? 이 표시는 뭐야? 해결이 안 된 거야 뭐야? 나중에 다시 봐야겠다. 아, 이제서야 들어간 이런 순서가 틀린 거야. 미셸의 행동을 재구성하자. 허버드가 미셸한테 전화한다. 그게 이거 아니야 이거? 이거부터 그리고 이게 어젯밤 행적인가? 아, 뭐 이렇게 하는 거야, 이렇게? 미셸이 아침까지. 빈코 전 역을 담배를 피우고. 아, 뭐야 이거 어떻게 연결해? 하버드가 미셸한테 전화한 시간이 언제냐고? 그게 이거라는 거야? 주점 칸으로 이동한 시간. 뭐 어떻게 하라고요? 이게 시간 순서대로 돼 있는 건가?
I do not think that's the right answer.
자정. 이걸 이렇게? 이거랑 짝을 맞추는 거야. 이 시간이 이걸까? 아침까지 2시 이후. 담배를 빈코 붙이. 아, 이게 먼저인가? 그리고 10분에 출발했고 이건가?
I'm right again. That happens to me a
맞췄대요?
lot.
어떻게 하는지를 모르겠더라. 살인자가 미셸을 피하기 위해 사용했을 방법. 한 시부터 안 땡겨지는데.
think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
미셸을 피하기 위해 이 말이랑 여기다 뭘 집어넣으려는 소리인지 모르겠어. 미셸을 피하기 위해 이거잖아. 이건가?
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
시간 조작이야? 미셸이 사라진 순간 있었을 수 있다.
While Monsieur Michel was chatting with Monsieur
그러면
Fauchet in the bar
포시에가 누구야? 포시에랑 대화할 때
a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen. That's the right answer.
아니요.
This direction looks promising.
아닌 것 같은데.
This appears to be a good lead.
그래서 된 거요? 이게 된 거요? 화장실은 뭐가 있을까? 휴지통도 없나? 휴지통도 없고 누군가 나간 흔적은 없고 나갈 순 없어. 장이 누구야? 장이.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I will report to you as soon as I can.
일단은 대화. 네가 미셸이랑 대화하는 애 아니야? 인물. 아, 운전기사랑 비서를 신문해야 돼. 그럼 여기가 아니잖아. 뒤로 나가야지. 당신들인가? 아닌가 봐. 방에 가야 되나 봐요. 101호, 102호. 뛸 수도 있나? 뛰어봐요. 204호가 허버드 부인. 여기가 레쳇. 누구 방이야? 막 들어와도 되나? 내 방이잖아.
A mustache comb to tame unruly nuts.
내 방이잖아. 승객 명단. 승객 명단이 어딨나? 승객 명단이 어딨지? 여기 있다. 열기. 아이 왜 안 나와? 외워야 돼? 미치겠네. 이 방이 내 방이야. 닫어. 201호 옆에 202호. 아까 202호에 다른 이름 써있지 않았어요? 101호라 그랬어. 아니야, 101호에 혼자 있고 102호에 둘인데 1호인지 2호인지 헷갈리네. 1호는 안 열리고. 똑똑똑도 아니야. 벌컥.
I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchet's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly take care of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchet only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Your employer, Monsieur Ratchet, is dead.
So they got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Binkovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you. I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot.
일기장.
I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal
세상에.
diary as well. That looks like it.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life, but I think Ratchet wasn't his real name, and he left the United States to run away from something or someone.
Yes?
He started getting letters, threatening
아까도 하나
letters.
있었어.
Do you
영어로
still
된 거.
have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur McQueen?
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
내용 좀
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course, here it is.
다음은 네 차례다.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
담배를 안 피는데 니코틴인가 무슨 바나나 모양 그게 있었다 이거구나.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he,
알았어요. 탭. 미셸. 미셸과의 만남에서 흥미로운 요소를 2개 선택하자. 그렇게 말했지. 그래, 프랑스어로 대답했다 그랬어.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
아, 이거 2개를 조합하는 게 아니야? 이거?
impersonated Ratchet by calling Monsieur
사칭했다고.
Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still alive at 12:37 a.m. My little gray cells did not let me down.
이제 운전기사 신문. 다른 건 여기서 볼 게 없는 것 같고.
Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box,
정향
I would be grateful.
기름이
Fine. If you
진통제인가?
insist, I will help you.
시통약으로 쓰는 정향제. 정향유. 아몬드 5ml, 정향 7ml, 우유. 아, 이거 퀴즈네. 이 중에서 맞추는 거야. 근데 왜 집어지질 않아? 집어야 되는데? 딱 7mm가 되는 걸 찾아야 되는구만. 근데 왜 집어지지 않냐고요. 딴 걸 먼저 봐야 돼?
Oh, this toothache is torture.
이걸 줘야지 대답을 할 것 같은데.
By the
상호작용하게
smell,
눌러야
I think
되는구나.
that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible.
글자도 없어.
I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil.
호호바가
It's
뭔데?
unusable.
저울도 소용없어.
Ah, this old scale will do the job.
아, 이거 순서대로 해야 되는구나. 이게 라벨이 아니 이래도 얼추 보이잖아. 호호바. 이게 호호박 아니겠어? 라벤더.
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
가벼운. 얘가 무겁네. 응? 얘가 무겁네. 가볍고. 그럼 너랑 빨간 게 더 무거워. 이게 더 무겁대. 얘가 더 무겁대. 맞고. 자리 바꾸지 마. 제일 조그만 게 일랑일랑이고 아몬드가 5mm랬어. 그러면 얘하고 둘 다 못 올려? 세 번째인데? 이걸 어떻게 해야 되냐? 정향하고 아몬드하고 일랑일랑이 같은데 여러 개를 여기다 못 올려요. 호호바. 호호바가 제일 저 두 번째로 무거운 건데? 라벤더하고 호호바하고 무게가 같대. 아니야. 같은 걸 찾아야 되는데. 이거 호호바 아니야? 같은 게 아니야. 빨간 거, 노란 거, 파란 거야. 꿈쩍도 안 내? 정향은 7인데 두 개는 못 얹어. 어떡하는 거지? 머리가 안 돌아가는데? 어쨌든 제일 가벼운 걸 찾자. 아이 반대다 올려야 되는 거 아니야? 확실히 무거워. 그러면 얘는 여기야? 얘보다 무거운 건 요 순서대로 생각을 하고 그러면 라벤더가 같은 게 잠깐만 이게 하나 둘 셋 넷 다섯 여섯야. 근데 호호바가 엎질러졌대. 그러면 하나 둘 세 번째 병이겠네. T. 힌트? 일랑일랑이 검은 뚜껑. 파란색, 노란색, 빨간색, 파노빨초검. 빨간색이라고? 아하, 이걸 다 열면 안 되네. 여기서 추리해서 끝났어야 했어. 나 파란 뚜껑 뒤지고 있었는데. 파노빨초검. 내가 빨간색 뚜껑을 감은 데 놨나? 빨간 뚜껑이 달린 병인데 파노빨초검. 그걸 해야 되나 보다.
To start, I must first
한우
arrange
빨초검을
the
하라는 거야.
vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
파 노. 빨.
Now that I know the
에이씨,
order,
이게
I
맞아야
think
되는 건데.
that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil.
그래서 이거라는
Here
거.
is Monsieur Masterman's remedy.
순서를 맞춰야 약을 집을
Here
수
is
있는 거야.
your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Ah, well, I can finally speak without too much pain. I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
나 이거 못 들었는데. 나 딴짓 하고 있었는데. 미국인인가? 운전기사 같은데.
That's the right answer.
범죄가 벌어진 밤.
At what hour did you last see Monsieur Ratchet?
It must have been around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m., same as the person who shares my room, Mr. Foscarelli. He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir, and I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
Did you hear anything during the night?
Yes, my roommate's snoring.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchet.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he
젠틀맨은
had
아니었다.
enemies?
Yes, sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me, I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2.
거짓말
I did so
같은데?
along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No. He finds smokers disgusting.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchet?
Yes, I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
다음 중 거짓말.
Monsieur, I believe you are not telling me the truth.
What? How can you say that?
약속?
How could he ask you for sleeping pills when he had a meeting written in his agenda?
I am very sure he had no meeting planned for the middle of last night.
Masterman is right. The meeting in his agenda was not that day.
수면제 얘기하고 있지 않았어?
We heard Monsieur Ratchet call out during the night around 22:01. It's doubtful he called out after he took the sleeping pills, but it's possible he took them later.
He asked me to make his drink for him. Maybe he drank it later.
That's true, but it doesn't explain why Ratchet would want to take sleeping pills later that night. He
권총이 있었어.
received threatening letters. One, it seems, last night. Did you know he had a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for sleeping pills when he was afraid for his life and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
그게 거짓말인
Makes
것
no
같다고요.
sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchet asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchet you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil.
범죄가 벌어진 밤. 레칫이 수면제를 복용한다. 살인범이 레칫의 객실로 들어간다. 살인범이 총으로 레칫을 살해한다. 총은 베개 밑에 숨긴다. 칼로 일으킨 범죄처럼 위장한다. 미셸이 나갈 때까지 기다렸다. 방을 나간다. 여러 가지 중에서 고르는 거네. 창문 아닌데. 이거 아닐까?
That was easy.
거짓말하고 있는데. 용의자.
This is the most likely answer.
수면제를 타달라고 했다고 거짓말했으니까.
Very well, I choose to go this way.
할 거 다 했나? 다 했나? 살인자는 레칫을 찌른 후 들키지 않고 침실을 빠져나갔다. 연결문을 통해 이게 연결되는 거잖아. 저쪽에 느낌표 하나 있어. 부크에게 보고하기. 일단 마인드맵은 다 열었나? 부크는 식당 칸에 있지. 이동하는 것도 너무 오래 걸린다. 이렇게 직접 가야 되니까. 레스토랑에 있던가? 여기 있다.
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
수사 현황.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without
내가
speaking
아까
to
연
you
화장실은
first.
어디 거야?
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
I used my master key.
뭐가 있는데?
But who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out.
살아있나?
The ticket reads Joanna
Joanna
Locke,
Locke.
traveling in compartment 105. Miss, can you hear me?
뭐야? 편안하게
She's
자고 있어.
breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of physical violence. This woman is sleeping very soundly.
로크는
This woman
살아있고.
is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another murder on my train.
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
Yes, sir.
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please,
깨어나는 대로.
let me know what you learn.
105라고
Mademoiselle
그랬잖아.
Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
바로 워프했네. 조안나 로크. 객실 수사 4개. 단서. 여기에 수면제가 있었겠지? 가루가 있고요.
A cup of tea with white residue at the bottom. A cup of tea.
가방. 비밀번호가 있는데. 차장 옷이야. 단추가 하나 없어.
A briefcase and a wagon-lee conductor's jacket. And the button is missing.
확인했고. 이 번호는 어떻게 알아? 어디 있어 단서? 잠깐. 객실을 수사하면인데 하나밖에 못 찾았잖아. 가방을 더 만져야 돼? 이건 비밀번호 5자리. 뭐가 더 있는데?
A briefcase and a wagon-lee conductor's... A briefcase.
이거밖에 못 만져.
A briefcase and a wagon-lee conductor's jacket. And the button is missing. A briefcase.
알았어. 딴 건 단서가 없잖아. 이거밖에 없어. 단서가 없는데? 잠금 장치에 텀블러를 돌리는 동안 귀를 바짝 기울여야 한다. 헐. 단서가 아니고 그냥 편법이잖아. 나보고 가방 도둑이 되라는 거잖아. 하나씩 다 소리나. 어?
Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? But of course you know what you're doing.
말하지
It is
마.
booby-trapped, is it? Have you tried 0000? So, Poirot, any luck so far? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords.
꺼져.
So I make them
조용히
easy
해.
ones. If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. We really need to find the
어떻게
combination. Poirot.
조용히 해.
Book. Silent like a mouse, please.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll be quiet now. You need to concentrate. I will not utter another word. Not one.
Book. There will be another murder
조용히
on
하세요,
the Orient
조용히.
Express in a moment.
이 4 열렸다. 권총이 있네.
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train? Mademoiselle Locke seems very
이게?
interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly.
죽은 사람 얼굴인데?
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh,
전직 경찰인가?
The stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
what a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet.
아. 수사관인가 봐.
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain. Look, she's waking up.
방금
Thanks
그게
to
놀라는
you, I would
리액션이었어.
not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well, I...
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
살인범을 쫓고 있다고? 죽은 애가 살인범이란 소린가? 오리엔트 특급이라는 열차가 처음으로 출발했습니다. 당시 정보원들에 따르면 승객은 전부 남자였으며 혹시 모르니 화기를 지참하라는 고지도 받았다고 합니다. 이게 뭐야? 어?
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since
완전
Daisy
현대식
Armstrong was
저택인데?
kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork,
19년?
to fill in some blanks.
데이지 암스트롱 납치 사건. 현대식으로 구성한 건가 봐.
I should go through the case file one more time.
지도야?
A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains.
마우스 포인트가 너무 작아. 데이지 암스트롱 3세 납치돼서 안쪽에서 잠겨 있어야 하는 창문이 열린 채 100만 달러 몸값으로 집을 납치범 연락이 없었고 데이지는 돌아오지 않았고 유무, 컴퓨터 입력 오류 아 이걸 기억해야 되나? 기억 못할 것 같은데
The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
911이래 세상에 옛날 사건을 너무나도 유명한 사건을 이제 와서 뭘 어떻게 구성을 할래나 했더니 현대식으로 완전 현대식으로 구성했네요. 이거 뭐가 생각나냐면 에이전트 47 그거 생각나.
Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
그 사건을 다시 해야 되는 거구나. 10월 19일 날 출시 예정이래요. 여기까지가 데모네요. 포스터는 참 마음에 드네. 진짜 에르큘 포아로 닮았어요. 근데 저는 옛날 버전, 드라마 버전이 좋아요. 에르큘 포아로가 그 똥똥한 사람. 현대적으로 해석한 게 좀 새로웠네요. 핸드폰도 등장하고 전자담배에다가 911에 전화했다는 거 이런 게 되게 새롭네요. 다시 해볼 때 그런 재미가 있을 것 같아요. 그런 걸 보는 옛날 그 너무나 유명한 그 책 원작의 내용이랑 뭐가 달라졌는지 현대적으로 어떻게 해석했는지 그런 게 달라질 것 같아요. 데모 플레이는 여기까지 합시다.